Okay, today I'm going to demonstrate my technique for drawing my characters. I developed this method when I was teaching biology and I needed to demonstrate anatomy. I then changed it a little bit when my son was young and obsessed with superheroes. And since then I've been using it to draw all sorts of characters, factual, fictional, fantasy, you name it. I found a way to adapt this technique. I use this set of pencils because it was given to me by someone who worked for Faber-Castell. I've had a couple of these sets and I like them because they've got one of everything, except I've replaced the B pencil with a 4H. And as you can see, I've just replaced with whatever I could get hold of at the time. Not really fussy about what type of graphite I use. I like to have two markers, usually one more of a pen and one more of an actual felt tip. Basically one that bleeds and one that doesn't. And I like to use the bleeding one for doing the outlines, so that way when I scan it into a computer, the outlines, each line will sort of bleed into the other one, and I'll get a solid outline. And I'll use the non-bleeder for cross-hatching, shading, that sort of thing. So I'm going to start with I'm going to start dark actually, with, what's that one? A 4B. Normally I would start with something a lot lighter, such as a 2H, but for the purpose of video, I'm going to use something a bit darker that'll be easier to see. Okay, so I'm going to start with a circle. I knew that would happen as soon as and the whole point of this is not to be perfect. Then I'm going to draw a tunnel. If you can get it symmetrical, good for you. I never do. All my characters seem to lean to the left, to the right, sorry. So I've drawn a bit of a tunnel. You can just do a U shape. You can do the U shape first, then the circle. Then I'm going to draw an imaginary, like that. And I'm going to pull a point here and a point there. And I want to go down to that, double that distance. I can already see this is out of proportion. I don't mind. As you can see, I like a bit of a sketchy shape. That completes the hands. And then the feet, like that. I normally draw a line across the middle. Put in a belt. And that is the basic outline of my characters. So I'm going to pick up the bleeding marker, and if I wanted to do hair, I could do hair hanging up or hanging down. I'll keep this one relatively plain. If I want to leave a gap there, I can leave a gap there. As you can see, I'm just putting a heel on the boot, making this one to be a male. If you're really stuck for ideas on how to draw things, I use a search engine and I look up costumes. Now I'm going to go for some detail. move this in real time just so that you can see what I do. Now I've had plenty of practice at this. I've drawn DC heroes, Marvel heroes, Dungeons and Dragons characters, other role-playing characters. We'll make that a bit of a jerkin or a waistcoat. This is where the steampunk in me comes out. Well, that trouser leg coming down over the boot, but I'll have that tucked into this boot maybe. A bit of a scuff on his knee here. Pockets. Bit of a scuff down here. The collar on his shirt, which I probably should have done more of that. More Orkin, maybe a pointed elf ear. He's looking quite vampiric. Over here, let's give him. So I'll block myself out with these dark lines. I probably should have drawn this in earlier. Got a walking stick. What can I put in this hand here? Some sort of hilted dagger. Go to the scar. And that is what I'm going to call complete. Before I scan it in, I would let the ink dry for a few moments. Take out my pencil marks as much as I can. If I wanted to, I could do some more shading in pencil. And that is how I draw my characters.
In her heart, blood on a pillow for my brand new start. She writes books, her dream, where nothing but the gaslight shine on the walls. Looks through the window and she hears a call. Bye bye, bye bye, bye. She hears bye bye, bye bye, bye. She hears bye bye, bye bye. Old times, better times. Listen to the children with the nursery rhymes. Here comes the chopper to chop off your head. Gentlemen, well and good. She'd like to have one if she only could. She can bite a time. There's love in the books.